Hey up guys, it's Farmer Dale here at Cannon Hall Farm. I hope you're all doing well today. Today I thought we'd head over and see Cynthia and Daffodil, our two donkeys. We've had some really bad news with these guys. Both of them have unfortunately lost their foals this year. Yeah, really terrible news to be honest, and it's one that we haven't still quite gotten over. These two lost their foals quite early on. One of them, Peter, who was quite clearly not going to drink milk from mum. We managed to get him onto a bottle, and eventually we just couldn't do enough for him. He went from being a really good drinker and looking super strong to, within the space of a few hours, unfortunately he passed away.
We've just brought Peter down to Donaldson's. Now they're going to do the best they can for him. He's stood up, which is a good thing, but he has a high temperature. The success rate with donkeys is not great, so I just hope they can do, work a bit of magic really. So I'm going to leave him here and see what they can do.
And unfortunately with Cynthia's young one, she just never really took to it properly, and that one just never really took off as we would have expected it to do. This is part of farming, unfortunately. It's one of the things that we all have to learn to deal with and get better at dealing with, but you do unfortunately lose animals. But the positive side of this is that we still do have both Cynthia and Daffodil. They're doing really well as can be expected, and now that we're pretty confident that they're not going to have any complications in regards to their udders or their milk, which should have been used to feed them, no chance of mastitis or anything like that. We've been confident enough to turn them out into this field just behind me. So we're going to go say hello, see how they're doing, and just a quick update for you guys to reassure you that these two are doing okay. Right, let's go have a look at them. Right guys, here we are. And you'll notice there's more than two donkeys. We've actually got four, because Betsy and Lulu are back out in the field. They came in for a little bit because Gary was bothering them quite a lot. He'd been a bit naughty. So they're all back out, and then Cynthia is just here, and then just behind there is Daffodil, and they're enjoying a little bit of cover from one of our old oak trees here. The sun is definitely out today in the wonderful Picasso Field. It's looking absolutely lovely this morning. So then, how are these two doing? That's the big question, isn't it? And they're doing amazingly well, to be honest. We haven't had any complications with them. So when an animal has young and then doesn't have to feed it, you can get complications such as mastitis and problems like that. But these two are taking it all in the stride, and they are two young and very strong donkeys, so they shouldn't really have any other problems. Now then, like we said, we're very sad for the loss of these two donkey foals. It is part of farming, and it's part of keeping any livestock. You've just got to try and do your best and carry on. Keep on carrying on, I suppose is the term. But these two seem to be doing really well. I think with animals, they do tend to get over this kind of thing a little bit quicker than we do, and with the fact that they're young donkeys has probably helped more than anything else. So these two are going to be having a rest. They're going to be staying out in this wonderful field for as long as we can, really. There's plenty of grass in here for them. They've got the company of Betsy and Lulu, our two new donkeys there, and they're getting on famously actually. That's one thing with donkeys, they're not hard to mix. They do tend to be alright. They tend to get on quite well if you chuck them together, whereas with some animals you don't. They're all reacting just a little bit, because if you look behind me, just over here, Ruby and her foal are off down to the paddock. There we go, look. Ruby and her foal away from Farmer Tom and Farmer Ruth. They're off down to the paddock for their exercise today. So each and every day we're bringing them down for some exercise, which is exactly what that foal needs. Right then, back to these two. Cynthia is looking better than ever. Amazingly so. There we go. And so is Daffodil. Right then guys, thanks very much for listening. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. I know you've all been very concerned about Cynthia and Daffodil, and rightfully so. It's a terrible thing that has happened, but all being well, fingers crossed, they're going to be back to full health in absolutely no time, and that's if they're not already. To me, they look really well. And you never know, we might be having some falls with those guys next year, and fingers crossed with a little bit more success. So thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, do give us a thumbs up, give us a like, and give us a share if you can. I know I keep asking for shares, and if this gets used just for supporters, don't worry, most of you will not be able to share the video, but still give it a thumbs up and a like, because that will help massively. And you can always comment below someone who you think might enjoy this video. Right guys, thanks very much, and we'll see you later. Bye, I'll see you.